Hey there, Kels here from Energy for Impact. I'm an emotional fitness coach and a certified EFT practitioner. And today I'm here to share with you the standard EFT protocol. The question that comes through is, how do I use tapping with my own words to support myself? And this is how. This, my friends, is the formula that you can use moving forward. Before we dive into exploring this protocol, I'd like to just give a quick little overview as to what EFT is. The emotional freedom techniques, better known by the slang name of tapping, is a safe and effective energy psychology modality. There have been over 100 research studies that have shown just how impactful it is. And the beauty of EFT is that it's combining a number of other tools and modalities. So there's aspects of acupuncture, we've got energy medicine, NLP, cognitive behavioral therapy, talk therapy, and thought field therapy, all combining and being utilized to help you release the energetic charge of stress and emotion as it arises and after the fact. So it's mighty powerful, and the way in which it works is that tapping on the meridian points, the same points that acupuncturists stimulate with needles, we are stimulating with acupressure, and that tapping helps to relay signals via the nervous system to your amygdala in your brain, the little part of your brain responsible for activating your stress reactions. So it's going to help to calm that part of your brain down, more signals sent to the nervous system to join in and come back into a regulated state. And from that place is when you're able to show up with calm, confidence, control, and feeling really good about the way that you're using your energy for impact in the world. So the perfect thing and the beauty of EFT that I love so much about it is that regardless of the state you're in, whether you're feeling like your energy is charged up and really heightened, whether you're feeling like you're really flat and a little bit spaced out, dissociated, wherever your emotional and stress reaction is sitting, tapping is going to bring you back into that balance, bring you back into a regulated state. And so let's together explore today how you can help yourself do that. I'm going to share my screen here and we'll dive into the standard EFT tapping protocol. So let's think about the way that tapping can work through the lens of seeing it as an exposure technique, all right? When we are exposing the nervous system to what is dysregulating it while tapping, that's going to help to calm that reaction. And we feel successful. Success in the system comes when you're able to maintain a relaxed state. So your body and your mind are calm and relaxed in exposure, when in reactional response to what previously triggered uncomfortable emotion and the stress reactions. Through tapping, what we can also reach is a new attitude and a shift in our perspective around the issue that we are exploring. And this is a sign that the energy is shifting. It's a sign that things have moved. And imagine that when you are in a stress state, you're like a horse running down the track and you've got your blinkers on, you've got blinders on, and all you can see is a very narrow field of focus ahead of you. Once you have tapped and you've released that energetic charge, those blinders come off, and all of a sudden, opportunity and ideas and solutions become available to you that you could not access in that dysregulated, stressed out state. So what we call that is a cognitive shift, and it's just one of the gems that you gain from EFT tapping. The standard EFT tapping protocol has these following steps, and I want to point out before we go into each of them that the tapping steps, or the protocol, is one way, is used one way, and there are many different approaches to using tapping. So you may have experienced this exact framework through a tapping script, through a tapping group, working one-on-one with a practitioner. You may have also experienced other aspects of tapping. I've also referenced the tap and breathe approach with tapping. And so you don't always need to use words, But when you do use words, and when they are your words and they resonate with your system, that is when it's the most impactful and the most efficient and effective. It's going to happen quicker. Your shifts are going to come quicker when we're following this approach. So, step one, you're going to choose a specific issue to tap on. And often it's nice to choose something that's bothering you, worrying you, that just kind of keeps rolling around in your thoughts, and you're holding a bit of a charge around. And how do you know you're holding charge? It's when you're feeling a little about it still, and you, as I mentioned, you can't stop thinking about it, or when you hear it or something pops up into your world, you might see something and you just kind of have that visceral reaction. That's when you know that you've got some energy to let go. When we have that, we then choose to rate the level of intensity that we're feeling about that in the moment. So the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings and the actions associated with that issue, what's the overall intensity? And typically this is on a scale from 0 to 10. You're going to rate that at the beginning, and then you'll go into the tapping round. It begins with the setup statement, and I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but we tap through on the side of the hand and repeat the setup statement 3 times. We then move through the tapping points, and we'll go through them, each of them tapping and repeating a reminder phrase at each point, and we tap each of the points until we've completed a full round, and then we take a breath. Tune back into the issue and re-rate the intensity. And the opportunity there is then to continue repeating these steps. If the intensity is still feeling high, it's not at a level that you would feel comfortable going back into your day with, then you can complete these steps until you bring that intensity down to a 0, or as close as you can get to that, as good as it can feel in that moment. Okay, so when we look at this and when we talk about this, you may also hear this referred to as the basic recipe when it comes to tapping. And we'll talk about now the setup phrase. So the formula for the setup phrase is, even though I have this issue, I insert an acceptance phrase. Okay, so these are the two kind of components. And the issue part, we often have no issue knowing what's not feeling good in our world, what's not going right, what we would like to change. The place where a lot of people struggle and a lot of questions come in regards to, why do I need to accept myself? What is that about? Isn't that just kind of saying that it's okay to have the issue? Now, this was a big that I had at the beginning as well. And what I've come to learn and come to understand through my experience with this, through my studies, and through continual reading and ongoing education, is that when we actually bring the energy of acceptance to our experience, we are seeing it and holding it as our truth and as our reality. There's a great framing that came in one of the trainings that I've been a part of, where it's, if you were a nurse and somebody came in and there was a gash on their arm, you wouldn't dress that wound without first cleaning it. Okay, imagine it's all, they've got gravel or they've got gunk in it, and you wouldn't just put a thing over and be like, it's okay, it'll heal, no worries, it's all good. And the person would be like, wait, what? No, like you can't just dress it. And like, oh, no, you'll be fine, it's okay, it's all good. How many times do we do that, either to ourselves or it's happened to us or we've done it to someone else, right? A little kid comes up to you and is crying. You say, oh, don't cry, don't cry. What that's doing is actually locking in and trapping the emotion and the energy of the emotion, and the emotions are energy in motion. It's not allowing the full expression of it. And so what we're doing here is we're honoring the emotional experience that we're having by saying, I see you and I accept that this is it. And you're then here to assist that energy to shift, assist the expression of it, so that through the safety of tapping with it, it can move and release. All right, so we're not going to just put a positive band-aid on top of things. We're going to hold ourselves and meet ourselves where we're at, and that helps to release the self-judgment, release the self-sabotage and criticism, and bring in the kindness and compassion and energy of love and acceptance. So common examples of the acceptance phrase here: the I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. That is the OG acceptance phrase. Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, created that one himself, and that is one of the most common ones out there. The one under, I love and accept myself anyway, that's probably the second in line. And if they don't resonate with you, that's okay. You can literally use any words that work for your nervous system, that feel right to you to say. We are not here to help you or make you or force you to believe something about yourself that you don't. So, some other examples of the acceptance phrases that you can use. I'm learning to accept myself anyway. I'm open to releasing the charge around this. I love that one. It's a good one. I acknowledge that this is how I'm feeling. I'm moving toward accepting these feelings. I'm practicing accepting myself anyway. I'm choosing to love myself anyway. I trust and respect myself, or I'm open to changing how I feel. So any of those, if in hearing me share them, you went, okay, that kind of sounds good to me, then know that that's where you can start. And so then we would move into the reminder phrase. And I'm going to give you an example of how all of this can come together. The reminder phrase is a simple phrase that you will use and repeat at each of the tapping points. And the idea here is that it's helping you stay focused in on your issue. It's like holding a magnifying glass up to where the energy is, where the charge is, so that the tapping can help it to release. And Jessica Dzinski, who is a colleague of mine and an incredible EFT trainer, she likes to describe this as a keyword search in Google. So that's the way to kind of find your reminder phrase. For example, if we wanted to find the temperature in the city you're in, you could type into Google temperature. And it's not necessarily going to give you the temperature for where you are. It might just explain to you what temperature is all about. So that's too broad. You could just type in the name of your city. It's not necessarily going to connect it with the temperature, so it's not specific enough. And so what we do is we put it together as temperature city. And if we do that, that's enough often for Google and your brain, because your brain is a computer, to understand what you're meaning. You don't necessarily have to say the full sentence out. So for example, if I was to have my issue as I'm upset that I lost my wallet at the gas station, okay? I'm upset I lost my wallet at the gas station. So even though I'm upset, I lost my wallet at the gas station, I'm open to releasing the charge around this. And I would repeat that 3 times. Then when I come to the reminder phrase, upset, lost my wallet, upset, lost my wallet. So I don't have to say that full sentence. The key words that really hold the charge are what you want to work into your reminder phrase. And it's powerful to make sure that they are specific, so they're keeping you on that issue and allowing you to assist that energy to shift. Let's do a little recap of the EFT tapping points before we go into the full demonstration of this. Now, as I've mentioned, we've got the squishy part on the side of the hand, on either hand, and that's where we repeat the setup phrase 3 times. Then we're going to the face and body points. Now, you might notice that some people start tapping at the top of the head. Some people start tapping at the eyebrow point, right at the beginning of the eyebrow on one or both sides. And it's much of a muchness. There's no right or wrong here. So wherever feels most natural for you to begin the flow, you can start. Then we come to the side of the eye, the bony part on the side of the eye, one or both sides. Under the eye, the top of the cheekbone in alignment with the pupil. We've got under the nose, the chin. Find the points of the collarbone just below the bony parts, towards the middle of the body, either side of the sternum, and you can just use one hand to tap on those or use both. And then we're going to go under the arm. You can tap or rub on the side under either arm and the top of the head. Flat hand, fingertips. So those would be the points, the main points that you work through in each round of tapping. Now you can see there, we've got the magical finger points, and these are fantastic. I love finger tapping, and I'm doing it often and a lot. I've been doing it while presenting to you now. And the beautiful thing is that the finger tapping points are there for you. They're not commonly used in a tapping in the standard protocol or in a tapping round that you would do. They are available for that. It's just important to know they're not necessarily going to be as impactful as the main face and body points are. These points really cross over the majority of the main meridians in the body, whereas the finger points don't cover everything. So you're really helping to shift the charge more impactfully by using the main points. You can use the finger points at any time as well, though, if the main points don't feel accessible to you. All right, so a couple of tips and tricks for tapping success before I give you that demo. Tapping works best when you are specific and, as I mentioned, using your own words. The words that resonate for you, the words that describe the experience best for you. Tapping scripts are okay. They can work. They can definitely have an impact. However, if you have tried them, that you may have noticed that it doesn't always quite land or feel right. That's because your subconscious mind is not in agreement with the words that are being thrown out there. So it's deflecting. It's not allowing through the ability and the assistance to shift that energy. So use your own words, my friend. Then let's remember, let's never forget that emotions are energy in motion. It's a little rap song I'm working on, and yeah, they're really powerful. And as our emotions move, you're going to feel that happening, and it can come through as tingles and different sensations through the body, vibration and warmth. You may also notice yourself yawning, burping, sighing, or even crying. Tears are a beautiful release. And so allowing all of that to flow, particularly if a yawn comes up, hold, don't say anything, allow that yawn to pass and then continue on, okay? That full expression. If the intensity of the emotion does come to a point where it feels a little too much and you feel a little too uncomfortable and you're getting closer up towards a 10, you can at any time stop using your words, take a pause, and use the tap and breathe technique. So we are literally tapping and breathing. And it's a beautiful way to ground yourself in the moment. If that alone isn't enough, start orienting yourself to the space, looking around you, using your 5 senses. What can you see? What colors? What can you hear? What sounds? What can you smell? What can you taste? And what is around you that you could feel? So you can also just kind of grab your body, or you can take any items from around you and tune in. So all of that is about grounding you back into the here and now and allowing the energy to pass, assisting it to shift. And as you're tapping, even as you're orienting, you can continue to tap. And once you come out the other side of that, it's your choice whether you would like to continue moving on with the processing, or you can leave it for that time and just come back for it later. We can always come back for it later. The safety and the comfort of your nervous system is number one. So look after yourself with that, because it is important to acknowledge and understand as we come to processing our emotion, there is a lot of unprocessed emotion living inside of you, in your mind and body. And the things that are occurring in your life can often have connection to past experiences. All of our beliefs and our habits are driven from our accumulative experiences of life. And so if ever a memory comes up or an instance happens where it just feels a little too much to handle on your own, that's when it's a really great sign to reach out and have some help in processing and working through it using EFT and or any other modalities that you feel aligned with. And if working with me would be something that you'd be interested to explore in terms of EFT and the other modalities that I utilize, you can always reach out. There is an opportunity to book a connection call with me. And that's a great time for us to have a conversation, learn what your goals are, what you're wanting to bring about change in your life, and we can see if we're an energetic fit. So you can find that opportunity on my website to book a call at any time. Wonderful. So I am going to stop my screen share here, and I'm going to give you a little demonstration of what it looks and feels like to put all of this together and guide you on your way to introducing some tapping into your day. So let's stick with the instance of being upset about losing my wallet at the gas station, okay? So at the moment, if that's where my issue is, I would say that I'm at about a 4 intensity on that. All right, so that's my first rating of it. And I come to the side of my hand and I repeat, even though I'm feeling upset that I lost my wallet at the gas station. Hmm. Hmm. I'm choosing to love and accept myself anyway. You can tap along with me. You don't need to repeat the words, but you can borrow the benefits of some tapping. Even though I'm upset that I lost my wallet at the gas station. I'm open to releasing the charge around this today. And even though I'm upset that I lost my wallet at the gas station, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And to the reminder points. Here we go. Upset, lost my wallet. Upset, lost my wallet. Upset, lost my wallet. Ooh, there's an energy ripple. Upset, lost my wallet. Upset, lost my wallet. Upset, lost my wallet. Upset, lost my wallet. Tuning into this issue. One more. Upset, lost my wallet. And now a full breath. Connecting back into the issue. I'm upset that I lost my wallet at the gas station. Right now it's at about a 2. Yeah. Okay, that feels good. That is a real thing that I did a little while ago now. Still holding a charge around it. Okay, so there we go. If I wanted to, I could do another round, and this time I'd probably introduce the words, even though I'm still upset. Okay, you can kind of do it as a reminder around this remaining issue, this remaining feeling that I'm holding. And so it's powerful. It's a powerful, powerful technique, and it's absolutely changed my life. And I'm forever grateful that it has something that appeared in mine, and it's a joy and a pleasure and a passion to get to share it with you. So I thank you for taking the time to learn about this for yourself. To empower yourself with this tool. And I'm always here. If you've got any questions or comments, please reach out. Let me know if there are ways in which I can further support you and guide you with this modality. And I look forward to sharing more and sharing energy with you again very, very soon. Right, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you, and that's to introduce you to the EFI Gym, your home of emotional fitness. So if EFT is a modality that you're curious about and would like to experience more, we offer group sessions inside of the gym, as well as sessions of breathwork, sound healing, meditation, mindful movement, energy alignment, journaling, and more. There's a lot on offer, and there are paid memberships and also a free community membership. So you can explore the options at energyforimpact.co. You can go to Emotional Fitness Training to learn more about the memberships, or the EFI community to find out about the free community classes that we offer, and also to sign up to become a free community member and join us inside, where you can access the community group and also a selection of free sessions in the on-demand. So lots of goodness to share with you, and if this has resonated and if it feels aligned, then I hope that you know that the EFI Gym and myself are there to support you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and energy. Mwah. Big love and hugs.